What's going on? It's Gary Geiman DMN8 Partners. Make sure we have some sound. Hey, if you hop on, give me a thumbs up, heart, something. Let's go. Yep. Hope you guys are having a great week. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. We have today and tomorrow left in September. 2020 is 2020 is going like a fucking turtle. It just won't end. It's the year that, as cousin Eddie would say, it's the year that keeps on giving the whole year through, Clark. So I've been talking a lot about customer communication, having customer communication, continuing customer communication. And the reason why I do is because your customer interaction is very critical to your continued success, your increasing of revenue, and your ability to grow your company. Like, if you think that you're going to just get enough customers every year to grow by whatever percentage you want to grow by, like, that's a hard way to grow your business. So you have to develop, let's get this shared out for a second so we can get a few more people on here. You have to develop customer relationship strategies that continually help you grow your revenue. You have to. You have to. What if I don't have customers? Okay. Then what you need to do is, as you develop customers, as you get customers, you put them into a system where you're constantly communicating. Some of you may or may not know, I sold a pressure washing business in August of 2018. We grew it to 7 figures in revenue annually, and it was purchased by a national buyer in August of 2018. Now, the people that know that don't know this. That sale was not based off of anything but our revenue capability and our customer list. That's what that sale was based off of. You see, in 2016, I sat down with my CPA and we mapped out this 5-year plan where we would get our financial house in order. Because you see, we were a small business, and we did things like make as much money as we possibly could and pay ourselves more than we probably should have, because that's why I'm in business. And in terms of a sale, like, we weren't showing things like capitalized earnings, retained earnings. We weren't showing investment in things that we should have been probably investing in. I was investing in my pocket and our bank account. Like, that's what we were doing. And so we would either show very little profit that was retained, or we would show a loss. And in fact, in 2016, we showed a loss. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't make money, because I did. However, that's how you focus on your business not paying as much tax as it could, because you have a CPA that does those things for you. However, there are financials to save money in taxes, and there's also financials to sell your business, and those two things don't really go together. So we had this meeting December of 2016 that coincided with a plan that I put together that was a 5-year plan to sell our business. It was a 5-year plan to sell our business. It was about revenue, and it was about retained earnings. And we had this conversation, and I said, in 2020, this was 2016. In 2020, I want to start marketing our company for sale. And so in order to do that, I want to have 3 years of financials that I can take and go, boom, and our company is worth X. But what I didn't know was that there was a national buyer who was looking to buy market share. And by buying market share, he basically was willing to pay a premium for businesses. And I just happened to fit into what it was that was his criteria for purchasing a business. And that was a big-ass customer database and our ability to capitalize and earn revenue. Top line number, customer database. Now, that's not always how you sell a company, but I've sold 3 organizations that I have started, and all 3 of those organizations have been based on our revenue. So for all of the I know everything people that are going to tell you, oh, you can only sell it with profit, well, you're wrong. That's not the only way you can sell it. However, I would recommend selling a business that way, but at the same time, I've been successful not selling a business that way. So why am I saying all that? Well, I'm saying all that because I want you to understand the customer database is the most important asset your business has past people. I'll say it again. Your customer database is the most important asset your business has besides people. So what should you do with that customer database? You should grow it. You should take care of it. You should continually feed it. Like continually. So grow it. You should always be on the hunt for new customers. You should always be acquiring data. Look, the richest people in the world are where they're at because of the data that they possess. Think about it. Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world. He's probably going to eclipse Solomon at some point as the richest man ever. But richest man in the world. Why is he the richest man in the world? Because he has a company that everybody buys from. Sure, that's part of it. But when they buy, they give them when you buy from him, you give him your data. You give him your data. You give him your buying patterns. You give him how you purchase things. You give him that information. You give him how you ship things. You give him information about your home. You give him information about your car, about what you wear, about what you eat. All that information is very, very valuable. And he uses that information in a way that allows him to grow that business and allows him to grow his customer database. So you're a small business owner. What does that have to do with you? Because Gary, you've been talking for 7 minutes and 14 seconds. What does that have to do with you? You're absolutely right. What does that have to do with you? Well, I'm going to tell you what it has to do with you. And I don't have any comments. What the heck's going on? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a hearts. Let some people know that I'm going to give you the secret. I'm going to give you the secret and help you generate an additional $5K in revenue this month. That's the title of this video. That was the clickbait that I gave you to click on this video to listen to me so that I can tell you how to generate $5,000 in additional revenue this month. Actually, it'll be for October because there's only 2 days left in September, so I'm full of shit, right? Yeah, you're right. $5,000 in October we will generate. We'll call it 30 days. Jamie Schmidt, you're absolutely right. Data rules. Bruce Martin, I love the positivity. Yes, it's better than the alternative. No, right? So how do we generate an additional $5,000 in revenue this month? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to communicate with your customers. That's what you need to do. Kevin Paul, what's going on, brother? You need to communicate with your customer. Now, what is it that we're going to communicate? Well, what we're going to do is, and 2020 has been a shit show of a year. Don't get me wrong. However you look at it, if you're having a great year, phenomenal, but it's a shit show. Like, we've grown by 15% this year, but my goal was to grow by about 50% this year. So while I'm happy for the growth, I'm also not excited about the percentage. And I'm sure every entrepreneur, small business owner listening to me right now wants more money. We all want more money. So how do you generate an additional $5,000 in revenue this month? Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. And it's actually not a secret. It's a customer of mine that I was talking to yesterday. He's one of our larger customers, and we had a conversation about his marketing plan for the next 90 days for the fourth quarter of what's going on, Ken Pickett? For the fourth quarter of 2020. James Van Handel, sure, utilize your own previous customers, but I'm going to give you a specific way to generate an additional $5K in revenue. Here's what it is, and here's what we talked about. So he is a spray foam contractor and does spray foam installation, However, in the states that he's in, there are efficiency programs in place. And while he's a premier contractor, the only way that he gets chosen as a premier contractor is if he does the energy audit necessary to get those individuals into that program, to get those homeowners into that program. So what he promotes is free energy audit. So it got me thinking, okay, so we're in the exterior cleaning business. I probably have 75% of my clients are exterior cleaning because that's what we did. That's what we were successful at growing. That's what our business was. So 75% of my clients need to know how to use this to go make more money. Quite simply, and it goes back to things that you've heard a lot of people talk about, and that is doing a free review of the work that you did 4, 5, 6 months ago. So here's how it would go. I would call up my customer, hey John, this is Gary Geiman. We performed a insert the service, roof cleaning, house washing, concrete cleaning, gutter cleaning, whatever it may have been 4, 5, 6 months ago. As a courteous service, I want to come back out and make sure everything looks okay, make sure that everything is still in order, and just do a quick review of the property. You don't need to be there, but if you are, we can do a quick walk around. Just to let you know, I'm going to be there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Give them the time, 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 2 to 4. Like, you're not telling them you're coming out to give them an estimate. You're not telling them that you're coming out to do a service. You're going to do a review of the service that you performed. Now, here's a couple things you need to do when you go do that. Number one, you need to take video. You need to take pictures. Like, if you're not videoing and taking pictures of every freaking thing that you do on a consistent, continuous basis, you're not ever going to win the game of social media, number one, right? It's a lesson for a different time, but that's the first thing you need to be doing, okay? Next thing you need to be doing is have a checklist, right? Have a checklist of items. You don't have to put anything pre-printed on the checklist. Just make a checklist that has lines, and then notice needs attention, right? Notice needs attention. So you have 3 columns. Item, notice, needs attention. And in those columns, you're going to put things when you're doing this review. It's an audit. You're going to go and you're going to audit your work, but you're going to look for other things that are going on in that property, and you're going to provide it to them. You see, people aren't going to know what you can do unless you tell them what you can do. And while it may be clear to you because you do pressure washing, exterior cleaning, roof cleaning, carpet cleaning, whatever it is that you do, junk removal, a customer's brain doesn't always understand the complexity of what it is you can do for them. So you have to tell them. You have to consistently tell them what it is you can do for them. Gary, I'm not wasting my time, and I'm not going to go do a free review. But yet you'll take time to go do a free demo. You'll take time to go clean something for free, but you don't want to go look at the work that you performed and see what else there is at that home that you can actually do for them to help them make money, right? So for all you guys that do demos, this is easy to put into place and to add to what you can do for these customers. For you guys that don't do demos, congratulations, awesome. The only way you should do a demo is if you go there with your equipment and you're going to show them your work and then clean the rest of it and pick up a check, right? So that's another lesson for another day, but we won't continue on that. We'll talk about making an additional 5K in October because that's what is important. So go to March, April, May, even June. Call the customer. If they're not there, leave them a message and tell them why you're going to be there. If you have their cell phone, text them the information and follow up with an email so they know you're going to be on their home property. And I would definitely do this with homeowners. I would probably stay away from commercial property managers if you're trying to make 5K in October, but do commercial property managers understanding that this work could come in March or April. I'm talking about work happening in October. So you go, you have a form, that checklist, again, items that you can put on the left, notice, recommendation. And obviously what you're trying to do is tell them, hey, I noticed as I was reviewing my work from blah, 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 that you have these items that need clean. Maybe there's algae on stone and you did a house wash, or maybe there is some black concrete on the patio in the back, or maybe the deck's looking a little crappy, or maybe the gutters are full of crap and you cleaned the roof 4 or 5 months ago. Maybe the house didn't get washed, but you cleaned the roof. Maybe the screens have all kinds of cobwebs in them, and you did the house wash, but the windows and the screens could use a touch up, and you could offer them an exterior window cleaning, maybe with a gutter cleaning. Great package. We used to do it all the time. Gutter cleaning, exterior window cleaning, $350. You're there for 45 minutes to an hour. Move on to the next one. We would schedule 5 or 6 of those in a day for a truck, and it was easy money for our residential crew. Those are all things that you can look at. Those are all things that you can put in place. Those are all things that you can go and view at a homeowner and take that form that you've created, items, notice, recommendation, and then at the bottom, hey, we can get this scheduled for you on this date, and here's the amount that it's going to cost you to hire us. Is the morning or afternoon better? Boom, put it in an envelope. If they're not there, throw it in their door. If they are there, hand it to them, get the job scheduled. If they aren't there, call them back the next day. Talk to them about what it is you found. Start with the areas that you cleaned. Make sure those areas are still clean. If they're not, clean them again. Let's be smart about this. It's a opportunity for you to serve your customer, but it's also an opportunity to gain revenue. And here's the thing. When you do these free audits and you talk to 10 homeowners that you do free audits for, your closing percentage should be 40, 50, 60% if you did a good job the first time in closing them. If you did a good job the first time in closing them, then you should have the opportunity to go back and talk to them. If you didn't do a good job, then you need to make sure you're doing a good job serving your customers. There's a reason why when you drive by every Chick-fil-A at any time of the day except for Sunday, that the line is 50 cars deep. There's a reason why. It's not because the Jesus chicken is the best chicken in the world, although it is pretty good chicken. The reason is when you go to Chick-fil-A, you get a great experience and you get through that drive-through line that looks like the walk to freaking the promised land for the Israelites. You're never going to get through it, but somehow you get through that drive-through within 5 minutes. It's amazing. There's a reason. It's because they serve their customers. They take care of their customers. And if you take care of your customers, you have the right to go back and do this free audit. So you see, we don't think about this very often. In terms of what our business is. We always, whenever I talk to someone that's in the exterior cleaning industry, they always state that, the turnaround time or the frequency of service is usually not same year. We don't have a sticky service. If you don't do window cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, or gutter cleaning, we don't have a sticky service. And people that don't do those, they complain about the service issues related to gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning. There's a reason why those things are necessary. There's a reason why, because it creates sticky service. But if you don't have one of those sticky services, or even if you do, you need to create these audits on a monthly basis. Look back at your schedule for 5 months down out past year. So that would be May or March, April, May, even June. Look back. What is it? Who is it that I can talk to? Let's develop a list of 10. If you have someone in the office, have them start talking to them. If not, it needs to be you. And create a schedule for you to complete audits on a weekly basis. Oh, it takes up too much of my time. I do this, I do that. I'm so important. I have this large business. I don't need to do that. Well, then don't listen to me. Go somewhere else. For everyone else, this is what you need to do to grow your business. This is what you need to do to be successful in getting to that next level in business that you want to get to. And that doesn't always mean revenue. It could be a lot of different things, but to get to that next level, you need to develop practices that help you grow customer relationships. Because you see, we need to be more about relation instead of transactional. And when you see those individuals going through the Chick-fil-A line, that is definitely a transactional relationship as they're going through to Chick-fil-A. It's a relational relationship because to them, you're going to come back tomorrow and the next day. Just listen to one of them. Thanks for visiting Chick-fil-A. What can I get your first name? Gary. And then they mess it up because they can't hear in the speaker, so they call me Greg. And then they say, can't wait to see you tomorrow, or come back tomorrow, or whatever it is in terms of their ability to create a relationship. They're trying to continuously do that. And so you have to figure out how to do that with your customer database, how to create those those relationships that are relational with your customers, not transactional. We did a house wash, did that house wash. We did a great job on the house wash. Did you? Go back and look at it. You probably did. But then take what you learned from visiting their property and give them a new estimate on things that you can take care of. Why do you do that? Well, because they probably don't know that you can take care of those things. We had a customer one time, large house. They called us. They wanted us to clean this stone wall, retaining stone wall. And it was long. Like it took 2 crews a full day to clean this stone retaining wall. I'm talking about a half a mile of stone retaining wall that was about 5 feet tall. Both sides, top, like everything. So we cleaned this, and while one of the crews is out there, they give me a call and they go, "Hey, did you talk to them about their roof?" And we did most of our estimates for residential from the office. Didn't go out because we were, we're filling 5-6 trucks, 3-4 jobs a day. Like our timing wasn't best spent in the field. Again, if you disagree with me, good for you. I don't care. But our timing wasn't spent in the field. That wasn't the best use of our timing. So I relied on my crew leaders to give me information while they were there. So this crew leader particularly, he wanted to get paid because they got commission when they referred stuff. He calls me up and he's like, "Hey, their roof has black streaks all over it, and like they got a ton of tree limbs and branches. Like it looks like Armageddon. But they're spending all this money on this rock stone wall, and the roof looks like crap." So I give them a call and let them know that we can clean the roof, and somebody can clean our roof. Like they had no idea, number one, that could be done. Number two, they had a roofing company that told them they had to replace the roof, even though it was only like 5 or 6 years old, because that's the only way you can get rid of the black streaks. And they had already gotten rid of a lot of the trees that were creating the limb falling on the roof. So they had eliminated that problem. Roof was only 5 years old, so probably didn't need a new roof unless there was some type of storm that came through. And yeah, we can clean it for 1/10 of the price of what a new roof would cost you. And so we ended up the next day having a crew go back and clean the roof. They didn't know we could clean a roof. I also had a customer one time that hired us to do a house wash. And we did the house wash, but he had rust all over his driveway from fertilizer, irrigation stains. Fertilizer and irrigation stains everywhere. Boom. Just like all over this driveway. Nice house, like newer home. Concrete was probably only 3 or 4 years old because that was the age of the home. Somebody can do that? Somebody can get rid of that? Absolutely. So we also did a rust removal because we told them we could do it because they didn't think we could. We assume that customers know what we can do, and they don't always know what we can do. So you need to tell them using this audit strategy will help you. Look, there are a lot of ways that you can get into that customer database and make money out of it. A customer database is gold for your business. So you need to build one, take care of it, feed it, consistently water it, grow it, and it will return to you tenfold. I challenge you, each and every one of you, to take this audit strategy, put it in place, and make an additional 5K in October. Additionally, here it comes. I'm going to pitch you. Additionally, we have a live event on Friday, October 23rd in Covington, Kentucky at my office right here in our office. I think we sold about 5 or 6 tickets so far. We have room for somewhere between 25 and 30. I got some of my friends showing up, Jamie Schmidt, David Sessions, David Carroll, Tyler Geiman. We all will be speaking to help you grow your business. I'll be bringing some things like this at the live event, but we're also going to be doing the first time ever at any event, we're going to be doing something that has not been done at any home service event ever. I promise you that. We are actually going to put action in place. You are going to be putting action in place that I teach you right on that day to generate customer revenue. I promise you. There's going to be activity where you will have the ability to generate customer revenue. Now, the ability to generate it is not always going to generate it, but I'm going to show you some tricks, tips, ideas, ways to generate revenue, and we are going to put those actions in place at the event. The goal is that you walk away with a new customer or two. And we're not talking about from your customer database. These are going to be cold prospects that you've never prospected before, and we are going to put information in place, activity in place at the event for you to generate customer revenue. So if you want to come and learn how to grow your business from guys like Jamie Schmidt, David Carroll, David Sessions, myself, Tyler Geiman, and you want to have the ability to actually generate revenue for your business at this event, you need to get here. October 23rd, 9 to 4:30 in Covington, Kentucky. Lunch will be provided. There'll be a happy hour. You will have the opportunity to make money for your business at this event. The cost is $299. Prices go up. I think I have them pegged for the 10th. It's either the 10th or the 12th. And we will definitely be closing down registration once this room is full, because I don't have any more room. Can't put them anywhere. We don't have levels. We don't have levels like Seinfeld. We don't have levels. Like, we got one spot. It's where you're going to be. $299, October 23rd, 2020, 9 to 4:30 in Covington, Kentucky. You want to grow your business? You want to change your 2021? Get to the event, and I promise you this. You will walk away with not only ways to grow your business, but the opportunity to get new customers at this event. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to help you. Can't wait to bring to you some information to help you dominate your life, dominate your business, dominate your market, and get the dream business that you always wanted. So 2 things. 1, put the strategy in place. Start audits with your customers right now. Call them reviews, whatever you want to call them, and get signed up for the event. I'll put the link in the comments. Look forward to meeting you at this event. Let's dominate.